Oh, oh, oh my God. Boy, you almost got me in trouble on the air. Oh my God. Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. Hey, y'all folks on Facebook and YouTube, y'all be doing too much. I'm talking about already tapped in, got go Knicks, and yeah, didn't get by King Center, but rolled through. Y'all too much. Good morning, family. What's happening? What's happening? It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. I feel like I smell breakfast. I do. I feel like there's bacon and eggs somewhere that got my name on it. Oh, wait, that was Jermaine eating and didn't bring nobody nothing. That's who that was. That's who that was. Me, myself, and I. I'm going to have a me, myself, and I moment in just a minute. But let me say good morning to the bros in the studio. Clark Kent. Hey, there it is. Nice and strong with you this morning, bruh. One of my friends said, Michelle, you always, messing it up because you refuse to say with you. And I'm like, as in WITCHOO with you.
No, it's WITT.
Oh, see, okay.
See, that's how I spell it.
All you ebonically challenged word making up Negroes.
I'm shorting it up.
Look, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. But how was your weekend, bruh?
It was good. Tired of the event.
Wait, it was the catering this weekend, right?
Yeah,
when am I play that, Clark? Why you playing, man? You were supposed to call me.
I can't do that, Michelle.
So I can put my little apron on and come on through.
But I can't hold no plate over and break it next. That's not me. I'm the type of person. You gotta get it hot.
Yeah, I said call me. All you had to do is call me. I would have came and got my food.
You know what? I started cooking that Friday about 1. I didn't finish till 12 o'clock that Saturday evening.
Dang, you was tired, wasn't you, bro?
Man, you talking about tired.
Ooh.
Me and my wife slept all day. We didn't get up until 3 o'clock.
And you know what? It must be nice. I like that in you. I like that in you. Okay.
You had to look at it like that.
I'm looking at Jermaine, because Jermaine be trying to talk to me.
I was trying to do it.
I'm like, hey,
I was trying to do it under the table, but you just made it so obvious.
Well, because I'm like, I don't know what you like.
Your eyes moving off to the side.
Exactly, because I'm like, what you want, man?
Like,
I'm talking.
Read my lips.
I can't, because your braces is making my glare. I can't see.
It's the side.
Bling bling.
It's the side. Hey, call it cash money.
Is that nobody said that? Well, what's going on, Jermaine? What did you want me to know? You gonna tell me during the break?
Well, no, I was gonna say just make sure that you let the people know that it's an hour for the word light.
An hour. Oh, the word for the day.
Yeah.
We still doing that. Where's that? Oh, today is June 8th. And the word for the day for those folks that are, participating in our multi-state text to win contest is light. 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 You got one. I'm sorry, say what?
Beautiful light.
Okay. All right.
Where the dew drops.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Shine all around us.
He gonna sing the whole
by
song.
day and by night.
Come on now.
Jesus, the light.
Sing it.
Of the world.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Walking in the light.
Here it comes. So right on up.
Beautiful light. It's getting work in here.
I knew.
Walk where the dew drops. Oh yeah. Oh my. Oh, mercy shine bright. Early morning devotion. Shine all around us by day and by night.
Okay. And it's some old sisters walking around the kitchen right now. Sing it, Jermaine. Sing it, Jermaine. Michelle, be quiet so I can hear Jermaine sing that song.
Well, that's preacher voice right there.
So you can do that version. Or you can just text LIGHT for a chance to win $100 and a Wisconsin Dells package for miscellaneous tickets or 4 tickets for Wisconsin Dells experience. They really should take that miscellaneous out of there. That sounds so rando. And also grand prize opportunity, $250 in a grocery card and $250 in a gas card. So you got 1 hour. Now you have what's 8 from 60? 52. Because we've had some challenges about people doing math on this show. Everywhere I go, people try to act like I didn't know how much 9 times 4 was.
Somebody did know.
And try to get at me like, Michelle, why you didn't correct it? Why is it my job? Why is it my job to correct people's foolishness? So make sure you do that. We're also running a Father's Day trivia questions. I'll get to that. But let me just go and check in with him since he had the Holy Spirit up here amongst us this morning. You had morning devotion. Hey, Mr. Rideout, how are you?
Mother Bryant, God bless you. You're going to be one of the mothers at my church when I start my church.
I am never going to be one of the mothers.
Clark going to be one of the deacons.
Never.
You just don't know
I
yet.
barely let these people call me auntie. Because these people be talking like, hey, auntie, hey. Don't start that with me.
Well,
but
what they supposed to call you? I'm just cut you out today. What they supposed to call you?
I'm just, you know how like they call y'all old school?
TT.
For women, they say auntie.
Yeah, TT. Yeah, they call him TT.
Yeah, and I'm like,
But I'm calling them Mother
I
Bryant.
don't know who told y'all to assign me to that category, but okay, but yeah, okay. How are you?
Well, Mother Bryant.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was actually good. We was at the King Center for the 50th anniversary.
How was that?
Oh, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah,
They
how
paid
was
me well.
Okay, that's always good.
But it was actually nice with all of the talent that was out there. Anthony McGahee, his choir went bananas.
Really?
Yeah, Star Red, she did a thing.
Okay.
And my boy Rodney Paul, he closed out the whole fest. He was the last act, and everybody was amazing.
Good. I mean, that's a nice, talented lineup too.
Yeah. So the people was out there.
I feel like I need to join Anthony McGahee's choir. I've seen them like 4 times.
Listen.
In the last, I think, 2 weeks.
Listen.
I'm about to get me an outfit.
Hey, I swear, man, I was on the side like, yeah.
I'm about to give me an outfit and join the choir.
I was singing like the tenor section. That's how they were singing.
They do not sing with their tongue out like that. No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. I've
do it
seen it.
again.
No, don't do it again.
No.
Don't encourage that. Don't do that.
But it was a great time. It was a great time out there, and so a lot of people came up to me like, you know what? I listen to y'all every day on the radio, and I finally get a chance to meet you. Boy, you so crazy. I said, let the Lord use you in a mighty way. Amen.
Well, when he gonna start with you?
Hey, well,
because I'm telling you, his days I'll be like, Jesus slipping. Somebody ain't on top of things. I'm just saying, Jesus is slipping. Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Let me see. What did I do this weekend? Oh, went over to a meeting in Chicago, members of Congressional Black Caucus. And the CBC Congressional Black Caucus Foundation had a summit in Chicago, and I went over for that. And it was pretty good. It was pretty amazing. Met some really cool people, learned some stuff. One of the things that I learned, I'm gonna talk about this morning, but the whole thing about how do we deal with redistricting and what's happening in terms of, and really gerrymandering, because somebody made, the distinction at the sessions we were at. Redistricting is fine because redistricting is about making sure, that proportional representation is happening. We adjust for population shifts, all of that. It's gerrymandering that becomes the problem. And that is when you begin to design districts to get a particular outcome. So I'm gonna talk about that, talk about something I learned about AI that just creeped me out to no end. We had a phenomenal sister who spoke to us, who actually was one of the I forgot what her title was, but she was one of the folks with Google at the time who helped them to do better work and research around Black people and the way our skin is recognized, our color is recognized, um, how they engage in terms of Black people in artificial intelligence and the whole 9 yards, because none of the research had really included us. And so, like I said, she was brilliant. So I'm going to take a second to talk briefly about something she mentioned. But after we left, we were like, hey, we right here. And it was me, Lakeisha, and another sister, Dorinthia. We were like, we should run over to the Obama Library because we right here. And so we decided to do just that. And we knew that there have been, kind of soft openings, if you will. I mean, people have been able to come through before it officially opens on June 19th. And so I had talked to some people. I've said that, on the show before, talked to some people who had been through, and, everybody, oh my God, it's amazing. It's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, y'all, we right here. Let's at least go look at it from the outside. And because I was supposed to go over, but the day I'm supposed to go, I can't. And so I'm like, I at least want to look at it from the outside till I can reschedule an opportunity to go. So the day we were over there Saturday, there were like families coming out. So Obama, they had opened it up for military families. And so it was military families that had come in from around the world. We met a couple, husband and wife, veterans from DC, talked to them and their kids, but it was people coming in from around the world to visit the museum. And we got there right at closing. And so we were outside because they got the big gates up and, stuff. So you had to be on the invite list to get in. And man, this brother said, y'all want to get some pictures? Come on. And we were able to get pictures done, and it was amazing. So I can't wait for the actual opportunity to visit. I'm going to tell y'all right now, y'all need to go and see it. It's on Chicago South Side. And I got to talk to a number of the workers, African-American workers that were getting off and coming out of the building. And these people were so proud. And like one brother I talked to, he was like, this is ours. This is ours. And you could just tell the immense amount of gratitude for being placed on the South Side of Chicago, the ownership that people felt like they had of it. And so I encourage people that it is 4 levels. This is an all-day thing when you go. They have the museum. You can tour the replica of the Oval Office. That was just as it was when Barack was there. They have the Sky Room. So it is timed entry. So you have to, go online and get a reservation. And it does have a fee attached to attending. It's $30 for people 12 and up. So from kids 12 up to adults, $30. Children 3 to 11 is $23. Children 2 and under is free. If you're an adult resident in Illinois, $26, except for the day that the museums are free, or library and stuff is free in Illinois. And children residents in Illinois, $15. Before anybody starts cringing, it is 1,000% worth your money. Because how often will we ever be able to say that first of all, the number of people that have never been to a presidential library/museum. How many of you have ever done it?
Not me.
I've only done it once. I went to Bill Clinton's. And I actually did that as a part of our HBCU college tour. Lakeisha set it up for us to go to Bill Clinton's presidential library. So it's a cool thing to do because most of us never get a chance to do it, but to do it when it was an African-American president, over the top amazing. So I encourage people, make your plans. You can simply go to the website and they pick a date, see what's open. These dates were going fast, I'm telling you, but it is absolutely phenomenal. We got some callers on the phone. Let me get them in real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle, this is Robin calling. I simply wanted to take a moment to acknowledge that today is my parents' 61st wedding anniversary.
Hey.
We're still together, still present on this earth, and I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Well, who are they? What's their names?
Lieutenant and Jackie Baylor.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And congratulations. Thank you.
Black love still exists.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you. I appreciate that call.
Thank you.
You have a good day. Sound like this is a good
You
baby,
as well.
too. All right.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Take care.
I was over at Lamb of God Church yesterday. Pastor Boston, First Lady, they were all nice enough to allow us to come in to talk about voter registration. And we were checking members' registration, helping them to go online and make sure that everybody was good, actually registered. A young sister, she was able to get registered, helped her, guided her through the process on how to do that. And so kudos. He talked about the importance and significance of making sure folks are registered to vote from the pulpit. But I met a number of their members, many of whom listened to the show. So it was cool to put names and faces together. And I had an opportunity to meet a couple, and I forgot their names. I meant to write it down, but they had been married, I think they said 67 years? It was crazy. It was a crazy number. And I think that they were now the longest married couple in the church. He was 85, she's 84. Beautiful people from Alabama, honey. I'm gonna tell you something about some Alabama folks from Alabama, but just beautiful couple inside and out. I mean, handsome couple together and just beautiful spirits. And so I was asking them what they was gonna do for their anniversary. So that part was really, 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 really cool. So I'm glad she said that about her parents. Let me see. One thing came through. Somebody said, yeah. And when I was talking about the fee for the admission to the Obama Museum, and they said, and they shouldn't complain about the money because all presidential libraries charge. They are maintained by private foundations. So just so people know, that's why you got that number attached to admission. Let me go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
Fine.
What you got for me?
Did you get a chance to see Donald Trump's interview with Kristen Welker on Meet the Press?
I did. I'm going to talk about it this morning. I saw
He was being disruptive.
He was out of order. He was just disrespectful, immature, and out of order. But I'm going to talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I know that's right. I know that's right. He was ridiculous. Let me get this caller real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Angela, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, and you?
Good.
My reason was calling is I had a question about the Father's Day thing. So does it just have to be the males that can go, or I could call in too?
Yeah, because I'm assuming anybody can call.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So how you been?
Say what?
How you been?
Well, I ain't about to have no social conversation. I just like I do a
No,
show.
I'm just asking you how you been. We're not having no social conversation. I'm going to say hi to everyone, and I'm just saying how you been. That's it. That's all. Don't do me. Hello, Michelle. Hi, everybody in the studio. Goodbye, Michelle.
It does take her 5 seconds.
Goodbye, Michelle.
Goodbye, Angela. It does take Angela 5 seconds to go to 20.
It went to 1,000 quick. It was like her wick is like this.
That's her older sister.
She said that. Yeah, she that older sister. Oh my God. You know, Black love is amazing. Black love is amazing. And let me just say that, a number of people reached out too, because they saw that I posted that we went to the museum, and I didn't, like I said, couldn't go through because it was closing. But people were just so dismayed because we have such a disgusting president. he is vile and disgusting. As he criticized the Obama Library, presidential center, because it's a center. It's not just a library. It's a center. It's a whole bunch going on these 19 acres. And, he called it a disaster. He mocked the design of it. He showed and shared manipulated AI images like it was some kind of giant dumpster overrun by trash and homeless encampments. Donald Trump is the biggest damn hater to ever breathe air when it comes to black people and that black president in particular. He ran for office because of Barack Obama. He is a stomp down, ignorant racist. And it just, I know this is not a news flash, but I had told people, because as you can see, it's easy to get upset with the stuff that he says and does. It's easy to get upset. But the reality is he will never measure up to the man of Barack Obama. And he knows it. In his decrepit 80-year birthday coming up, he knows that his life in no way will measure up to what this brother was and brother is. What he was when he was president and what he is as a man. And so he has to say immature and childish and petty things to try to make himself feel better. Is what we say about bullies all the time. They picking on you to make themselves feel better. They're not picking on you because there's something wrong with you. They're not picking on you because you did something, out of order, out of pocket. They're picking on you because they're pathetic and small and little. And they have to mess with other people to feel good about their own pancake wearing, comb over, balding head. They got to do what they got to do to feel better about themselves. And wearing makeup to hide all of that, whatever mess is going on his hands that look like leprosy. That's what this is about. Because anybody that looks at the White House right now, it look like a damn trailer park. It's just trashy looking. Crap everywhere. The aerial view, you are like, oh my God, Jesus, what has this man done to this property? And thank God somebody is now suing him. A veteran is suing him about that freaking UFC fight. Because they're saying you're charging people to go to an event on public land. That's the White House belongs to the American people. But to go to the UFC fight, which can only accommodate 4,300 people on the grounds, and you are erecting this monstrosity, tickets are like $1.1 million. Yeah, because they can get 4,300 people on there. So who is the money going to? How can you charge for an event at the White House? Who thinks that that's okay? So I saw what he said about the Obama White House, the Obama Presidential Center, and I'm like, bruh, you can keep talking, because Barack and Michelle know they did the thing. The people working on that whole project, they did the thing. They did it, and it's tall, lean, and sleek, just like the president. Strong. When you see that stone on that building, strong. Words of wisdom and encouragement up at the top, which is what he was about. Not, somebody who always trying to say something nasty. The young brother called in and said, did you see the interview? Like, people have been talking about that interview around the world that was done on Meet the Press. And to watch this man sit up and call this woman stupid. And you don't hear none of these damn white folks out here having nothing to say about him, white Republicans, let me be specific, to say about his behavior. The fact that you would call anybody stupid, but to see this big, wide man towering over this woman, and you're going to call this woman stupid as she is trying to do her job. And people continue to try to justify why you vote for that, why you support that, why you ride with that. I got to take a break. But baby, When I tell you, it is nothing that Donald Trump can do or say to minimize the significance, the importance of what was done. This man has made history. And when it's all said and done, when all of us are gone and our great great grandchildren is talking about it, everything will be said in the name of uplift for Barack Obama, and everything will be said in the name of degradation, filth, and disgust in the name of Donald Trump. He is a bum. I'll be right back.
WNOV.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. One other quick thing, just on Trump talking about the Obama Center. What did he say? He was only using women and DEI, and that was part of the problems with the overruns and the this. And Obama should have just called him to do the construction. You idiot. Barack Obama is never going to call you for nothing but to come see how fabulous the center is. That is about the only call you're going to get. So let me just get off of that because it just rubs me the wrong way to even talk about him. I will say a little bit more about the Kristen Walker situation, because I just think that, and to be the reporter that has to sit there and like they showed her, which I wouldn't have did. She was like, Mr. President, we flew all the way out here to Wisconsin to do this interview. Mr. Get your big gone. Peace, deuces. Like, man, move out the way so he can hurry up and get up out of here. And you just know what the restraint is that these people exhibit and the discipline not to cuss him out when he's sitting there calling you stupid. Well, Jermaine just said it couldn't be me. A lot of us feel that way. And then so you definitely feel for these reporters who have to be subjected to this. And I continue to wait to see, when do your people check you? When does somebody publicly check you about the way you talk to these people? You being president of the United States is not a license to be a jackass. It's just not. You being president of the United States does not mean you get to say anything to anybody in any way. But see, he gonna run up on the right one. It is before it is all said and done, he gonna run up on the right one. And I don't mean to imply Kristen is not right because she showed restraint, but it's gonna be a situation in which somebody give right back to him. Because what he gonna do? I ain't gotta talk to you again. Now, yeah, Kristen gonna get fired if she talk crazy to him, but I don't have to be bothered with this and subjected to this. And he gets upset because she challenges him and pushes back on him, still sitting up lying like a 5-year-old that the 2020 election was stolen from him in some way and that the press didn't cover him in a positive way. That's the thing about this whole Trump and MAGA thing that I do not understand. All of these people keep following this dude like he is a strong man. They love his bravado. They love how tough he talk. But he is a punk. He is soft. He is not going to bust a grape, as we used to say back in the day. Everything about him says weakness, insecurity, dumb. Everything about him says that. And yet you got these people following him, like he's some tough guy. And I'm like, y'all ain't nothing tough about Donald Trump but his lips. That's it. That's it. He was too scared to go to the military. He's scared to interact with people and do the right thing and just be a straight up dude and a man. He always hiding behind a lawyer. He bullies people. I'm like, come on, fam. But so I'm gonna move on because that was enough energy on that. In fact, let me dial all the way back because I should have said this at the opening. I want to say congratulations to all of the young people that participated in the Juneteenth Day pageant. I saw the group picture, previous Juneteenth winners up to the present. It is really, really cool to know that there is a group of people that are working to sustain that history, to keep young people engaged and involved. Alderwoman Malele Coggs, I know that this is a big passion for her. Tony Kearney and the folks over at Northcott Neighborhood House, and all the staff and team that helped make that day happen or the pageant happen. Kudos to you all. And then the young brother who stopped by the radio station that I ended up interviewing briefly, Jace. He actually won Mr. Juneteenth. Yes, he did. Oh my God. And his outfit, his mama had him laid out. Do you hear me? So he looked like a young king, looked like a young young brother representing the motherland and its inhabitants well. So I will get the list and the name of all of the young people that won so that I can properly acknowledge them tomorrow on my show. But just a temporary kudos because they were,
Tomorrow, so we can put up.
I can.
Okay.
I'll get the picture. In fact, yeah, I got it on my phone, so I'll make sure we have it so that we can highlight these young people properly. But just kudos to them because they did the thing. They did the thing. Yeah. I'm telling you, I was cheesing down. His mom sent me the video and sent me the photos. I was like, stop playing. He done went in there and won the thing. So kudos to him. And one of the things I wanted to do, since I'm speaking to kids for just a second, I don't know how many of you saw this story, but it's a familiar story. Two young African American kids, boys, they trying to sell, a little lemonade, got a little stand, and somebody decided to call the police on them. Yes. So this was in Kansas City, Kansas. Two brothers running a lemonade stand received an unexpected boost this week when police and firefighters became their biggest supporters. Y'all know I have no problem tearing into police when they do things that I think are wrong, questionable, racially, motivated, unfair, blah, 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 fill it in. But I also have no problem in acknowledging when police and firefighters and folks show up in a way that is supportive and helpful in our community. So these two young Black boys, they are actual brothers, Perez and Jackie Reese, have been selling lemonade, Kool-Aid, and snacks in their neighborhood for years. But this week, someone called 911 to report the boys selling lemonade on the corner. When Kansas City police officers and firefighters arrived, and I'm like, why the firefighters came? I don't even know what that was about. They did not shut down the stand. Instead, they became the boys' best customers. And the officers and the white officers, Officer Morgan Reed was among the first to arrive during the afternoon shift. She immediately began calling colleagues to encourage them to stop by. Quote, I was just calling everybody. Hey, make sure you guys stop by the lemonade stand, is what she said. The calls worked. Within about 30 minutes, dozens of officers purchased lemonade and Kool-Aid from the brothers. The sales totaled $280. But this was more than about money. For these two young boys, the experience meant more than the revenue. The boys were excited to get stickers from the police and be crowned an official police officer. That female officer, she returned the next day. She spent another $40 with the kids. She said moments like this represent what community policing should look like. And, the boys were raising money because they're trying to buy bikes. And that was it. They just out here trying to buy bikes. So kudos to those officers, many of whom were white officers who showed up and supported these two young Black kids in this way. Whoever in the heck called the police on children trying to sell lemonade, man, shame on you.
No, they should get a ticket.
It's just
they should get a ticket
just like, come on, fam.
That could have been a real serious crime calling for something like that.
Just leave these kids alone. And I'm gonna say this: I saw a lot of our babies out yesterday selling water in those center islands. I tell people, summer is my time when I keep probably $20 in singles somewhere in the truck, because I don't need no water. Well, sometimes, like, man, okay, that bottle of water be right on time. But most of the time, I don't need water. But every time I see them kids, I got $1 or $2. Hey, let me get 2 bottles of water. because I appreciate the hustle. They could be doing other stuff. And I'm glad that they out here like with a work ethic. It takes a lot to stand out there and, try to engage people and get them to buy something from you. It's hot out there, it's a lot. And so I'm always going to support them kids when I see them out there. I'll be riding around with a backseat full of water. And like, just go home, put it in the refrigerator. And sometimes I'll just tell the kids, hey fam, I'm good on water. Here go a couple dollars though. Y'all keep hustling. So if you got it, put some change aside and be able to support these kids. You don't have to have the water. Yep, you may not need it, but buy it anyway. Or just make the donation to them. Because again, I don't know what these kids are out here for. I don't know what their situation and circumstance is, but I know you could be going after this money in a different way. And I appreciate it. And I'm always going to reward hard work. We got some callers on the line. Let's get them in real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing this morning, Dr. Ward?
Not as well as you sight unseen, although I is looking at you on the TV.
Okay.
I want to say something about what you're saying about people selling water.
Yes, sir.
Whenever I see anybody begging, and I'm not even prejudiced, white people too, I engage them and ask them what they need. Sometimes they come up with some foolishness, and I check them on that. So one guy wanted me to pay his phone bill in front of Pick and Save up on Capitol for $60. I told him I could pay his phone bill with my credit card right now, but that's stupid. I ain't doing stupid stuff. But the other thing, I was at 51st and Capitol by Burger King, and some kids were selling water and sometimes they sell soda. So sometimes I will bring them some cases of soda and water so they can sell it. But I noticed that they had some white monitors, not white, but adult monitors, and they could have been pimps or supporters. And you have to be careful of that. And you have a good one.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. There sometimes you can see adults around, but sometimes it's just adults making sure their kids is safe. Because like yesterday, it was a little girl out there with a little boy selling. And, so hopefully it is some parents around, because a lot of them kids usually look like they're between 11 and 14 years old. You don't see the necessary 17, 18-year-olds. You see those middle school looking, early freshmen looking children. So I'm glad to see, hopefully there may be some adults standing around watching to make sure that those kids are safe. We've got another caller. Let me get that call in. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
I didn't know it was me. How you doing this morning?
Hey, Solis.
Yeah, every year it's the same thing. Somebody complaining about them babies out there trying to sell water, but they don't do that in the other neighborhoods. And another thing I want to tell you is, I got your soft leather shoes put up too. Remember the ones Keanu used to tease you about. So I'm gonna get them out, clean them up, and go put them in the shop, and
Okay.
All right, love you.
Love you too, Solis. Y'all so messed up. Y'all just so messed up. And it just reminds me. So when when Lakeisha Myers was a state representative, she introduced a bill called Barbecue Becky Bill. And it was about people trying to stop people from making frivolous calls to the police. You got, people talking about somebody broke into my house and it took an hour to get there. That lady that was recently on TV talking about that. And you called the police on some child selling lemonade. Like, what is wrong with you, man? What a ridiculous waste of resources. So Lakeisha introduced that bill when she was in the legislature, making it a Class C misdemeanor if they caused a law enforcement officer to arrive at a location for a reason other than suspected criminal activity. And so I think somebody at the door, Jay. So, people just needed to understand that like, yeah, that's a real waste of resources. Why you think you being cute and trying to do something to negatively impact these children? So I just wanted to make sure that I highlighted that. And speaking of money and folks out here raising money trying to, make things better, man, I'm not like I'm not invested, but what is up with the Knicks front office, the NBA, whoever is the one that makes these decisions about the price of these tickets to go to the game? No, not 3. No, 6. 6,000. That's not, no, they said like this is like some of the basic seating. The cheapest ticket. Josh Hart just got done talking about that. He was in a press conference and he said, I kind of wish the ticket prices weren't as crazy as they are. He just said this yesterday during a press conference. I feel like a lot of people who have been waiting for this moment for a very long time, unfortunately, aren't able to get into the building. The cheapest ticket, $7,000 to $8,000. That's ridiculous. And you just want to look at these people like, these the folks that's cheering y'all on, buying y'all merch, buying them tickets, whether you got a winning season or a losing season. And now you make it to the big dance and you price these people out the room, out the venue. So only, the wealthy, people that got access and means. Now it's a have and the haves not club. Or you got people selling everything, going into hock and debt to be able to buy them tickets. That's not fair. And I was really glad to hear a player say that. But that's not fair to do that to people. People should be able to get in that arena to support the teams that they've been riding with for years. Who the hell is paying $6,000 and $7,000? These tickets are more than NFL tickets, Super Bowl tickets. That's what the numbers have been saying. That these tickets are more. No, and somebody says this because of scalpers. No.
They was actually talking about this on the radio. They was talking about this on ESPN radio. How they saying how New York Knicks is trying to capitalize on the opportunity because they haven't been in the finals since 1999 or something like that, and they haven't won a championship since the 70s.
But you don't do that to people though. Because your fans been riding with you, so people were still supporting you when you wasn't winning.
Yeah.
Now that you winning, you gonna price them people out?
Yeah, well, they know, man, that they got diehard fans, and this is what one of the callers was saying on ESPN radio, that they know that they got diehard fans that will pretty much spend the money. So it's the league or the team that's taking advantage of the fans.
Yeah, because I was just looking, they was like, the Madison Square Garden limits general public ticket releases, heavily prioritizing season ticket holders and corporate sponsors. This lack of inventory drives up these prices, so people got to do whatever they can to get in the room. And then to the person who texted me's point, how many tickets are bought up by resellers and brokers. But this is madness, y'all. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. All right, family, welcome back to the show. This morning, I have the distinct pleasure of having Alderman Alex Brower join me in the studio. Hey, Alex, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well this morning. It's great to be back, Michelle.
It's good to have you. You know, I got to get used to seeing Alderman in hoodies. I'm like, what's going on? Alderman after my own heart. What's happening? So you and I, and for folks, just remind folks what district you represent. So people understand kind of framing the conversation.
Yeah, no, and thank you again so much, Michelle, for having me on the program this morning. I represent the 3rd Aldermanic District, which is the east side and part of River West. So basically Fratney Street all the way to the lake.
Okay. And so you and I have had a conversation before talking about this whole concept of the utilities and whether they should be a for-profit situation or more accountable to everyday taxpayers, and kind of shifting the model of going from that private for-profit ownership model to a different, situation in which folks feel like they're going to have folks that are actually protecting taxpayers.
Yeah.
So give me some updates, kind of remind people a little bit about this issue and then what's been going on with it.
Yeah, no, and I'm really, really glad to be on here this morning. Basically, what we're facing here in the city of Milwaukee is a utility in We Energies that provides our natural gas and electricity that's completely unaccountable and charging way too much for electricity and natural gas here. We are getting gouged here in Milwaukee, and we're being subjugated to the profit motive. And so as a socialist elected, what I believe is that we should have an economy that works for regular working people and ensures that our needs come before profits. So one of the things I campaigned on and one of the things I've been working on in office along with the Democratic Socialists of America here in Milwaukee is to use a little known state statute to replace We Energies with a utility that's owned by the people of Milwaukee. And it may sound surprising to some of your listeners, but there's actually a law in the books that lets us do this. It's Chapter 197 of the state statutes that allows for cities like Milwaukee and, frankly, cities across the state to acquire the property of their utility and then operate it as a municipal utility.
And one of the things when you were here the last time, I kind of did a cursory review. This is being done in other places. So this is not some foreign concept. And is it actually being done in Wisconsin already?
That's correct. Yeah, it's being done all over the country. So the concept is called public power. It's where public utilities are under public ownership instead of investor ownership. Because think about it right now. We Energies, along with a few other utilities in the state and some in Illinois and Michigan, are owned by this company called WEC Energy Group, which is based here in Milwaukee. And you can buy that on the stock market.
Right.
You can buy shares in it. So it's not a democratic business, basically. Like some people can own more shares and have more of a say than others. And so what that's resulting in is a company that's putting profits before people. And so as an alderman, I disagree with that. I think that people should come first in our economy. And as a socialist, I think that our economy should be of, by, and for the people instead of, by, and for profits.
So let me ask this question real quick, though, because in the opening comments, you talked about these price disparities and you use the word gouging. Do we have any data that shows us when these companies are for profit, what the pricing rates look like going to customers versus when they are powered by people and, a more publicly owned situation? Can we do we have any data that kind of shows
we
the
do,
differences?
Yeah. And then going back to your earlier question too, across the state and across the country, there are cities and communities all over that have public power, that own their own utilities, and they generally pay less. So nationwide, according to nationwide data, the average consumer who has a public has public power over an investor-owned utility pays an average of 15% less. And the numbers are actually even more stark when it comes to Wisconsin. I was just looking at some data the other day. Let's take Stoughton, for example, right outside of Madison, where that community owns their own utility. They're paying 11 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity versus here in Milwaukee, we're paying 19 cents per kilowatt hour. So we're paying almost double what Stoughton is paying. And that's a community that's just an hour and 40 minutes from here, and so there's really what we're seeing is I think that if a small town can pay less for electricity, and have a better service, more reliability. We deserve that here in Milwaukee too.
So when people ask the question, though, is the difference between a Stoughton and Milwaukee the demand? Because how does it factor that we are a city of 600,000 plus people versus a smaller municipality? So does that factor in?
Oh, it totally does. And actually, I would argue that we could offer, better services by having a larger infrastructure and more staff, versus a small town. There's not any in Wisconsin, but in other states, larger cities have public power as well. So the largest municipal utility in the country is LA. And of all the issues that LA has, you really don't hear from folks from LA about problems with the utility itself right there. And I'm not certain of the rates that they're paying. And it's California. They might actually be paying higher rates than we do because it's California. Right. But what I can tell you is in LA, they elect their common council, and the common council has a say over how that utility operates.
So where are you then in the groups because there are a number of groups that are at the table that have been championing this. And for folks that may not necessarily be aware, this work has been going on for several years now. This is not, something new in the last year or so. You can go back and actually read some stories that date back more than 5 years ago when people started to look at this issue. I know in 2023, there was a big ramping up of collective groups coming together. So what kind of progress is being made at this point, Alex?
Yeah, quite a bit. So the Power to the People campaign is what it's called here in Milwaukee, the effort to replace We Energies. And people, your listeners can check out powertothepeoplemke.org. And it's a campaign. It's being led by the Milwaukee Democratic Socialists of America, but there's a bunch of partner organizations at the table, including Citizen Action of Wisconsin, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and other organizations. And basically what I had to announce this morning that I was texting you about, Michelle, and we put on Facebook is that on June 24th, on Wednesday, June 24th, 2 weeks from Wednesday, at 8:30 in the morning, there's going to be a demonstration and then a hearing to ask the question, should Milwaukee replace We Energies? So there's a committee called the Public Transportation Utilities and Waterways Review Board that's going to be holding a hearing on the morning of June 24th to ask this very question. So one of the things I wanted to announce this morning too, as far as our progress, is we now have a hearing at City Hall to ask this question in the public eye. So I want to encourage every listener, if they're able to come on down and be at City Hall at 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday, June 24th. And you can actually participate in this hearing because we're going to have some experts presenting on this idea and fielding some questions from the committee, but then we're going to have public comment as well, so people can share their thoughts, pro or con. I don't find too many pro when it comes to We Energies, but
the one thing, and it's interesting to talk about the fact that you've gotten a hearing, because having worked in some of these spaces, I know how hard it can be to get the hearings. So what do you think precipitated people now being more willing to bring this before a formal committee and have this discussion?
Well, I think it's us. It's the community standing up and demanding this. So when I ran for office, I was supported by the Democratic Socialists of America, and that organization has been demanding this for a while. And then when we were able to achieve the election victory of electing me to the 3rd Aldermanic District, that showed, and we ran on this very frontly, and it was our main platform point was replacing We Energies. And so when we won, it was a signal to the rest of City Hall that this is something that the people want. And elected leaders at City Hall are hearing that. And so, and I actually am very grateful to Alderman Robert Bauman, who chairs this committee. They'll be meeting on June 24th for agreeing to hold this hearing. And so him and other alders are hearing the message from people that this is something that they want. And I completely agree and appreciate with you that it is sometimes hard to get a hearing at City Hall. That's one of the things I'm working on changing at City Hall, by the way. We want it to be, and I know there's a bunch of other alders that agree, that we want it to be more accessible to the public as well. And we're starting, frankly, by hearing people who want to have utility bills that are not going through the roof every single year. We Energies has raised its rates over the last few years. They're applying again with state government to raise their rates again over the next 2 years. And that's going to hurt regular Milwaukeeans.
Because that was one of the questions I was going to ask is, because a lot of people can tell you, my utilities are too damn high. Like they can say that, but in terms of being able to make a cohesive argument, to to feel really confident in coming to a hearing to testify, is there places that people can go to even do a little bit more background work, research to help better inform, what it is they want to say when they get to the hearing?
Oh, you betcha. There's a bunch of online resources that people can check out. The first place I'll suggest again is the campaign website for the Power to the People campaign, which is powertothepeoplemke.org. But also there's another great resource as well, which is the Trade Association for Municipal Utilities. So nationwide, municipal utilities, including the 81 that are here in Wisconsin, are part of a trade association called the American Public Power Association. And so that group, you could actually just Google. They have a great document. It's about 50 pages long if you really want to dive in, or if you need something to help you fall asleep at night. Yeah, but
I need the audible version.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it's broken into parts too. But the document is called Public Power for Your Community. So people can Google that as well. Literally Google Public Power for Your Community or Google the American Public Power Association, and they can find this document and check it out as well. So it's very thorough and comprehensive. And there's a lot of other resources too. I mean, you can literally look to any of our municipal utilities here in Wisconsin. Again, like I said, there's 81. Manitowoc is the largest one, but we also have Sun Prairie, Oconomowoc, Cedarburg, Elkhorn.
And these are all municipalities that own their own power in terms of the way this is delivered to customers.
Yep.
So, and because the last time you were on, I had some people hit me up like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Good luck fighting, corporate America. Good luck. People are going to sink their teeth in. And then one of the questions that someone posed to me was, so what happens to all those workers at We Energies? Because while we, let's just say we're successful and you are able to get this switched over in the way this is currently, being run, these people employ a lot of folks in Wisconsin or in the Milwaukee metro area. So what do you say when people bring that up as an issue?
Yeah, let me first address the issue of the workers, because our commitment in the DSA and out of my office, and I know at City Hall as well, is to protect the workers that are currently employed by We Energies. I mean, I think the CEO should be a little worried about their position, but the regular on the ground workers can be assured that our transition plan is going to ensure that their wages and benefits remain the same, and that those people have a job at this new utility that we create. That is our intent. We've had lawyers examine the legal pathways for how we can make sure that happens, and we've found several ways that we can make sure to protect the workers. So for anybody who works for We Energies that's listening this morning, our intent is to change the structure, not the individual on the ground workers. The structure is the problem. The structure of We Energies being owned by shareholders and not democratic is the issue, not the workers themselves. So people can check it if they want to dive in more. Pines Bach, the law firm out of Madison, has written a memo that addresses this amongst other issues, and it's available on the website powertothepeoplemke.org. We're actually going to be coming out with a new memo as well that will be available in the days leading up to the hearing. As well. And then let me address the issue of the scale of this fight, because I'm not sitting here pretending that this is going to be an easy thing to take on our what is basically amounts to the monopoly man of Milwaukee, which is We Energies. They're sitting there down at their building, twiddling their mustaches with all of the profits they're raking in, and of course they're going to fight back. I'm not. Okay. And so to take on one of the largest, most oppressive, monopolistic corporations in the city is no small order. But I'll tell you what, the fight is, first of all, I think it's worth having, because regular people are suffering right now. There are people right now who do not have power because they were not able to pay their utility bills and not able to work out an arrangement with We Energies. We want to do everything we can to stop those situations when we have a new utility. And then we also want to bring more affordability, or at the very least, stop these huge price increases. So the question of, is it worth it or not, is very real. And I would say, yes, it is worth it. Now, the other question of, can we actually win this? Other communities have done this. Some of it in Wisconsin, it dates back quite a ways. I think the last one in Wisconsin to utilize the law that I'm talking about occurred in the late 1940s. But then I'll say this, though, the power of the people when they are united, is frankly unstoppable. So it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to be a little difficult. It's not going to be an easy task, but nowhere in history was something that was worthwhile ever an easy task.
Immediately voting rights came to mind, but okay.
Of course, yeah.
You realize, and I think getting people to understand that this is not insurmountable, that it has been done, it can be done. But I think that, when we're having these conversations, helping people understand in terms of impact to employees, what that looks like by way of service delivery, where do we go find now the folks that can run this thing? Or are we just rehiring the same people that already work for We Energies? Those are some of the questions that came up. I know we got a couple of callers. I want to see if their conversation or questions are directed. Jermaine? Caller? I know, I see you got the earbud in. That's why I was trying to get your attention. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Question. What do we replace it with, the energy that he's talking about, the utility that he's talking about bringing it in? What do we replace it with? Do we buy shares off of what We Energies already got propped up? I mean, we've seen this happen before with our phone company, with the Bell company. I think when AT&T was here, we broke that little monopoly up, and people were able to buy in and spread the phone wealth around. Heck, we even had a black phone company here, but we were purchasing units from, I think it might have been AT&T, or was it? It had to be AT&T back then. It could have been Bell. I don't know, but I think it was AT&T. So where do we get the units from? AT&T. I mean, this other place is already set up We Energy. So will we be purchasing it from them or from an outside utility that's buying from We Energy? Let's be realistic here and see where is it coming from and how will it be purchased? Because the price could actually go up if we're serving energy out from We Energy, because they are established. Something else I didn't like about We Energy, they took millions and millions of dollars worth of copper wire down when we had analog stuff going through here, and the taxpayers didn't get a dime of that. They brought in outside contractors and they took down all of the wire out of our alleys and everywhere. And our grandparents and great grandparents paid for that wire, and we didn't get any compensation as people. So anyway, I'm just dragging right now. What do you replace it with? And I'll take your answer off to air, mister.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, and I can field that question. I mean, first of all, to the question of the potential of the wires being taken down and We Energy's profiting. I mean, that's one example, just another one of We Energy's profiting off the backs of regular Milwaukeeans. Here's how, and I can't speak to how AT&T was broken up, but I can speak to how we will proceed with an acquisition of We Energies here in Milwaukee. Basically, the city would be purchasing the existing infrastructure from We Energies, and we can do it whether they consent to that or not. That's what the statute provides. The statute says if you're a city that wants to establish a municipal utility, so we're replacing it with a utility similar to waterworks, right? We'd be replacing it with a similar utility similar to Waterworks. We would be acquiring the existing property from We Energies. It would be litigated what the price is. We have to make arguments about the price of but we'd purchase it, and then we'd operate it as a municipal utility from there. So we'd be purchasing the actual physical infrastructure. And the statute allows, and a different statute allows for cities to construct their own power generating facilities or to buy the power on the wholesale markets. So when we start, we may need to buy power on the wholesale markets, which some of it might be produced by We Energies, some of it might be produced by other providers. That's regulated at a federal level, how those things work. But then we can begin to generate our own electricity too, which is really where we want to go. And we can make the decisions about where that generation is coming from. I'd love to see the entire city of Milwaukee covered in solar panels that are generating electricity for our neighbors. Right. That's the kind of stuff we need to move towards. And we could eventually, also the statutes do also allow us to build generating facilities outside of the city limits, as well as if we need to.
Because I think that's one of the biggest challenges, trying to get people to understand how this whole thing would work. And at the end of the day, like, you know, should people be able to buy shares or buy stock, or because then I think you begin to shift though the intent and the purpose, which was to make it a publicly owned, utility. So and
Yeah,
then,
we don't want to stick with the shareholder model.
right,
We want the
you
collective
only come
ownership
away.
model.
And so
Yeah.
that's why when he was asking the question, I thought about that. We got another caller. Let's get them in. Hey caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Milwaukee. Tyrone W. speaking. Good morning, Alderperson.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. You're not in my district, but I appreciate what you're doing. And I'm going to have to. Well, I don't know. How the coordination. Am I coming through?
You're fine.
Okay. Chambers is my. But I don't know. It sounds real good, but I don't know. Is everybody? Well, a couple different. Is everybody getting on board with you with it down there? Like Mark Chambers and I guess Charlene Moore and young lady Pratt there and some. Is everybody getting on board with you? That there, but then the petition. I really do want to sign the petition. Where is the petition held up in one building somewhere under lock and key, or you got to get a petition on wheels there, man, because I don't drive anymore, and I'm not about to pay no $2 to get on one bus each way there. They can forget about that. They can forget about that. But I do. I really would love to, and I've talked with this about a whole bunch of people. I'm like, hey, look here, get on this petition here, sign this petition. I would be the first one to do it. Let me know where it is. I just got to get a ride down there. I'll be 68, July 28th.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm doing the best I can. I'm getting ready to mix cereal here in a few minutes here, and follow with orange juice.
So, let me address a couple things. So,
thank you, caller. Thank you. Thank you.
And what a delight! And again, congratulations on your 68th birthday coming up. Seriously. So, for individuals, for listeners who want to sign the petition that the Milwaukee DSA.
I'm sorry, Alex. Wait, I just gotta have a moment. I gotta have a moment. I can't even get back into the conversation. Tyrone be killing me, man. Okay, wait.
Yeah, did he say that he was getting some cereal ready? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yes, just
you're
so
gonna get the whole everything, the kitchen sink with Tyrone. Okay, so go ahead.
No, thank you. That was hilarious. But for individuals who are listeners that want to sign the petition that the Milwaukee DSA has, we are going to be at Juneteenth Day. We've got a booth there, so look for us. Generally, we've been right near Center and MLK over the last few years. Not sure where Northcott put us this year, but we're going to be at Juneteenth Day. So sign our petition there. I'll let the other alders speak for themselves about their positions, but I can tell you there's been a lot of interest. I've invited alders to participate in this hearing on June 24th. I sent a letter to colleagues and an email to colleagues just last week. So the invitation is there, and a lot of the conversations have been really, really positive, and people have been very interested in this and exploring this because, frankly, I think everyone on the Common Council wants to see life improved here in the city of Milwaukee. So this has been getting some traction there, but I'll let them speak for themselves.
All right. Well, look, I am up against the clock on this one, but I just want to say I appreciate you keeping us informed, educated about this issue. If folks want to either learn more or reach out to you, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can contact our office by emailing alex.brower@milwaukee.gov and checking out Power to the People MKE, where they can also sign our petition electronically as well.
So you don't have to leave the house, Tyrone.
Yes, you can sign it while you're getting your cereal ready.
Yes, while you get your cream of wheat ready, you can.
Yeah, you can sign it there. So Power to the People MKE.org is the place to go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alderman Alex Brower on top of things. He gonna have Tyrone down here helping him out. If you let Tyrone talk to him, everybody will just give it to you. They're like, okay, make them stop. Give it to him, give him whatever they want. All right, y'all. I gotta take a break. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. When we come back, we are doing the Father's Day giveaway, trivia contest. So you want to be able to get in on that question to try to win the Father's Day package that we have. So stay tuned. We'll be right back, y'all. Oh.
WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. Power to the people. The folks at We Energy is like, who is this Alex Brower dude? And who elected him? They hot. But look, I tell people, don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try, especially if you're going to be put in a better situation. So before we went to break, I told folks that we would be doing the contest for the Father's Day giveaway. That package includes grand prizes. Prizes are as follows: $150 gift certificate to Sophisticated Man Boutique, and 12 tickets to Summerfest. Oh, Jesus. $100 gift certificate to Nick Avani's Men's Shoes and Apparel, plus 12 tickets to Summerfest. Dang, you can take at least half your grandkids. $100 gift card to Red Crab Juicy Seafood, and 12 tickets to Summerfest. And the complete car care detailing from Hands of Steel Auto Detailing, and 12 tickets to Summerfest. Charlie Wilson going to be at Summerfest on, what is that, June 18th, the day before Juneteenth. Juneteenth weekend is going to be crazy. So let's see if we can get caller number 8 to answer our trivia question. And should I put the question out there? I'm going to put the question out there. So you'll already know when you calling me what the question is. Ain't nobody gonna get this question. I should ask an easier question. Okay. The question I want to ask is, what is the age of the man who is on record as being the oldest dude in America to father a child? Like, how old was the man that is on record as being the oldest dude in the country to father a child? And I'm telling you right now, it's higher than 80. It's higher than 80. We got a caller. Okay, let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think I should get the Father's Day gift and an honorarium.
Really? Why?
Because I is who I
is. You know what? You so right, Dr.
But I want to. Could I make an insertion here? And I'm feeling so terribly hurt that you took Tyrone before you took me.
You know what?
But anyway, that guy you had on earlier,
yes,
he was on point.
Oh, okay. And
Alderman Brower. I heard on your program last week. I think it was on Thursday. Minnesota is a state that's comparable to Wisconsin, and their budget is 2/3 of what our budget is, and we're running a terrible deficit, and that's because the money ain't been handled right. And I want Bauer, whatever his name is, to get you and me to help them know how to handle our money, because we have a wheel tax, sales tax is higher in Milwaukee than anywhere else, and we ain't got nothing going on. And you have a good one.
All right, thank you. We do have to talk about at some point and remind people how Milwaukee's budget is set up, what's restricted, what we can actually use money for, what we can't use money for. We have certain restrictions and parameters on us as a city that a lot of places don't have. Let me do we have anybody calling for the contest? All right, we got somebody? All right, let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hi, I have the age of 88.
Woo! That's a little young. They were a little bit older. So we're gonna go to the next caller and gonna have them try. But thank you so much. So look, y'all, this caller just called in and said 88. I said that was a bit young. So I gotta take a break. I will give y'all the man's name so y'all can look him up and get his age. His name is Les Colley, Colley. Tell me how old this man was having a baby. We'll be right back, y'all.
AURN News.
I'm Jamie Jackson. The racial economic gap between black and white Americans has widened since 2012.
NOV.
All right, y'all. So we're still looking for this caller for this Father's Day trivia question. And I need to because I gave the guy's name. So y'all can go look his name up. And I need to make sure I frame it this way because there are reports, a self-claimed guy who said that he was the oldest man to father a child. And he was like 101, 102 years old. But there was no actual confirmation of that. It was never officially verified. The Guinness Book of World Records is the source that we're using that actually verified that this took place. And this man is not from America. He's actually from Australia. And he was having his 9th child at this age. So I told y'all his name, Les Colley, Colley. How old was Les Colley? It can't get no easier. So I know some people trying to get at me and they want to say 101, 102. That's not the answer because we haven't officially verified it. Y'all ready now for me to go to the phone line? Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning.
Good
Not
morning.
much. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
You got a number for me?
I do, 92.
Go ahead on with your bad self. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you got a husband or a father you getting ready if you win to share this gift with?
I didn't hear you, Michelle.
I said, do you have a husband or a father that should you
Hello?
win? Can you hear me? See if you can just get the laundryman to pick her up. All right, we're going to see if we can make sure we catch her. But she is correct. The age, yep, Jermaine got her. So that age is 92 and she is good. So yes, y'all, I'm glad we cleared that up. Let me cross that question out so nobody has to go through that again. So look, before I end the show, a couple of quick things. I said that I went to this thing that the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation had in Chicago over the weekend, and I attended a session that was talking about artificial intelligence and AI and how to navigate. First of all, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it up, I want to flag that the Milwaukee Urban League is doing a youth summer camp that talks about the use of AI and educating and teaching our young people about how to properly use AI. So if you have not seen that, it's a free summer camp. I encourage you to reach out to the Milwaukee Urban League to get more information on how to get your child enrolled. But the thing that got me when this woman was talking, because she was talking about all the different things that are being done now that we as everyday folks are not paying attention to, we don't understand, but that people are leaps and bounds ahead of where we actually think people are. And so she said this thing in the session that y'all do know that people have the ability, if you want more sunlight to directly hit your house, they can make that happen. And me and Keisha, Dorinthia, we looked at each other like, say what now? And she said, if you want more sunlight to hit your house, your specific address, 2001 West Capitol Drive, I need more sunlight because Jermaine always complaining he don't like it dark. He want more daylight.
More daylight.
If I got the money, I can make sure that more sunlight hits 2001 West Capitol Drive.
Hold up. So you mean to tell me that with the money you can reposition the sun?
There is something called Reflect Orbital. It is a startup company that they have designed equipment. They have satellites that are placed out in space, equipped with ultra reflective mirrors that would orbit the Earth and catch the sun's rays. You can put somebody's address into an app or website, and the satellite angles its mirrors to reflect the light onto your roof or yard.
Hold up.
Now, there are some limitations. The satellites travel at roughly 16,800 miles per hour in low Earth orbit. So the spot of light would only illuminate for your house for an additional 3 to 4 minutes at a time. To sustain it longer, you would need a more massive constant stream of satellites. but that they literally do, and they are testing even more equipment so that they can use satellites to reposition how the sun is reflected off these mirrors back to Earth to be able to give your and you can do it even when it's dark. You can do it even when it's dark to position.
Wait, so
I'm telling you, look up the company.
so it's a company that put mirrors in space?
Yes.
Okay. This is my issue. Now, when they put the mirrors in space, was that their intentions to create more sunlight for people?
I mean, so they talked about the environmental aspect of it. So areas that are hard hit, they need more sun to be able to help with vegetation or whatever's going on. So it has multiple uses, but it just was as we were talking about it. This just literally became a conversation. Like if you needed to do a rescue mission, and right now, time is of the essence, and you are in dark, but you need some light to illuminate a situation, that you could potentially have the satellite redirect the reflection to those exact coordinates and be able to put light in an area where a building is collapsing. You trying to get some people out because a lot of times when it gets dark, people suspend the search.
Yeah.
But you can put light, manufacture and create a situation which you can direct light even during darkness to an area for a brief period of time to help with the search.
So what is these mirrors connected to?
So okay, I gotta read the whole thing.
Because I mean, for me, is having the mirrors in space, and how would you be able, like, say, if I spent the money and say, hey, I want more sunlight to shine on 21st and Atkinson,
right?
My address,
right?
How the hell would you know? from outer space, how would you know to direct the mirror to reflect the sun that it would show directly into?
Because you're just putting in the coordinates.
I get it, but if you're doing it from outer space,
I'm not doing it. I'm doing it from here. I'm controlling the satellite.
But I know you are controlling the satellite, but you still would have to reposition the mirror.
But all of that's mechanical.
Yeah, but how
it'll turn automatically.
Right.
When you put in your computer coordinates, it's going to talk to that satellite, and the satellite will adjust itself on its own. I don't have to physically.
Who put the screws in these?
I don't have to physically go up there and turn the thing, Jermaine.
Put some screws in there, man.
Oh my God, you're so
when you
Fred
need
Flintstone.
or something, man?
I'm just saying, when somebody will rush up there and go look at it. But I just want to tell you, like, the look on everyone's face when this woman was talking about the ability to illuminate a specific address.
Oh, you would have saw my face if I'd have been there. What you talking about, woman?
So I couldn't let that slide.
Jesus.
And she did a 15-minute. We had what they call like some rapid fire talks. So she did a 15-minute talk. Hers was by far the best talk. And literally when she got done, though, everybody was quiet. And we was all scared. And she was like, I'm not here to scare y'all.
So
I'm here to educate. I'm here to inform. Well, I said, I got her information. I'm going to try to get her on the show.
Yeah.
But we literally all just sat there. She's a professor out of UCLA. We all just sat there looking at her like, yeah, this sounds like some movie foolishness.
Shell, if they got mirrors up there that they are able to shine the sun off of it and reflect light to a certain area, that is really scary, because for a certain amount of money, I can get more daylight than you.
I mean, that's the haves and the have-nots, bro. You literally have the ability to, and as they develop this technology, you could do more things for yourself, what your resources will allow.
But how would that work if I want more daylight over here, and
But I mean, it's only for a finite period of time. It's not like indefinitely. I just shift all of the reflection, and so all of the light comes to me.
That's why we ain't had no sunlight.
Right. It's like
that's why we been cold.
It's all about Michelle house. We
all
all
you,
about Michelle.
all you poor Negroes is not gonna have no sunlight.
Michelle gonna be at home like this.
I mean, it's scary when you think about it, but the bigger, broader conversation was just that we are not, we're not paying attention to STEM enough. We're not keeping up with what's going on. There are people that are running circles around us. And we're like, there has been this constant conversation in the last week, ever since the guy from Anthropic came out and said that AI, like, we getting out in front of our skis. We as humans have not put in place enough safeguards to be able to actually and accurately deal with AI. And again, I mentioned this last week, and people were like, "Yeah, but he could just be saying that because he's trying to stall, progress for his competitors." But there was a brother that was on CNN, and I think he broke it down for me in one of the best and most relatable ways in which they talk about. So when we originally began to develop AI and computers, that now can spit us back data and information, it was human input that went in. The work of everything that went in to educate people. Now the computers are able to educate themselves.
That's scary.
So you can see a situation in which when people say, well, what's the worst thing could happen? Where a computer could override systems so that they lock us out of our banking, not as an individual, but as a country, as a corporation, that they begin to make decisions for themselves, not having the human wherewithal to understand the exact implications, but that they could override stuff that we're telling it to do. And they make the computer makes its own call. So I gotta go. I gotta wrap the show. But when I say we got to get some people on here to talk to us about AI, and that's why I'm hoping that whatever this class is that's over at the Urban League, that you will get your young people into it, because this is a whole career industry that young folks need to understand. And it's not enough Black people in these fields for us to be properly and adequately thought about, represented, and protected as this work is happening. So that's the show for the day. Jermaine, what's wrong, man?
Yeah,
Stop
I was going to say,
scared.
man, it's going to be scary when you come home and your vacuum cleaner's in the kitchen cooking. Like, what the hell? The vacuum cleaner is cooking.
That's all possible. So, real quick, the Greater Milwaukee Urban League is doing an AI summer camp for grades 8th through 12th. You're going to learn AI, automation, coding, and this program. Look, just give them a call, y'all. 414-374-5850. 414-374-5850. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.